maybe.
Guys are just super secret and protective of those turbocharging and fuel systems. They just don't want anyone to see them.
They sure don't, and they are very sophisticated in some cases. We said earlier, up to 4 turbochargers are allowed on this particular class of tractor, and if you get through with the plumbing on 4 turbochargers on a diesel engine, you do have some complications. Well, we can understand why Lyle Hull is a little secretive, as are the rest of the guys. As he gets ready to go, feeds the power to that big Minneapolis Moline, and down the 300-foot course there, Bowling Green he comes. But he is bogging down, Steve. Doesn't look like he's going to go beyond much more than half track.
No, he's not, Brock. He might have guessed a little bit wrong on the weighting, the balance of the tractor. You know, this is one of the few forms of motorsports where weight is an advantage instead of a disadvantage.
Well, just the 3 of us tonight. Schultze is in St. Louis doing what Schultze does, and I'm going to try not to make a total hash at running this. And so it's me, Paul, and Big Rye for now.
Was Lyle running a 585 at that point?
I don't think so. I think that was still a 4-cylinder in that thing.
Okay. I was going to say, boy, mad props to him for stuffing a monster motor into that.
I don't think that would fit under a 5-star hood.
No, that's very limited real estate there.
I don't know. Maybe we should just issue the challenge. All right, antique guys.
It might have been 585, but only 4 holes.
That's true.
That could have been.
That's true. That's
Stuff
true.
a stock 585 underneath a 5-star hood. Graver, you've been challenged. Put the hellions to work.
Go.
And you know what? Now this will, and you know, like this will be like the 2023 St. Jude's tractor.
There you go. Which actually, that's somebody need to have on too, and we need to get an update on what's going on with the 2021 one.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. So, recap of the weekend: rain, winds. We all.
Yes.
All right, good show. See you guys.
All right.
See you later. Yeah.
It's sort of one.
Yeah. The good thing about rainouts like that is you get to have a lot more. I don't want to say that it's not fun when it doesn't rain, but when it rains, you have a lot of really good fun. Especially when you're at places where people are like, I'm going to just stick around, wait it out. But
And so long as you're not on the promoting staff.
oh yeah, that's got to be a sick feeling.
Yeah. That one kind of stung a little bit.
Yeah.
But we knew we all know going into it what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it kind of the kick to the nuts of it all was that 3:30, 3:45, it was clearing, and we fully expected. I mean, obviously the afternoon session was a washout. That was
Right.
But by 3:30 or 4, it was starting to clear, and we hadn't touched the track. Track was, It was no, so we could have gone in and scraped that off and reworked it and let it dry a little bit. A little bit of sunlight would have helped, and that was our full intent. And then right around 4, we got one last rain shower, and that was just kind of the kick to the knackers.
Yeah.
Track probably would have been savable, but time was an issue, and the other 2 problem areas would have been the back row of the pits, the roll up into the scales, and the staging area. The rest of the pits and the track probably could have made that work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that back row was kind of
Greasy.
Yeah, that was like rednecks with paychecks style mud bog. It was, oh yeah, we're looking for some clapped out Dodges that sat 80 feet tall with tractor tires, getting goofy. We didn't find any.
No.
But
yeah,
they kept the riffraff out at the pit gate. You couldn't just drive in with that.
Yeah.
Although they did let us in, so maybe
I walked.
That's true. I did too. I did too. So, Charles, second year impressions?
I had an absolute ball again. That place is awesome. I mean, I think I said to somebody at some point during the weekend, I think it was on Thursday, that, hey, they shot Field of Dreams about a baseball diamond in Iowa. Why not a pulling track? That place is legit, and I was really happy with the turnout. And there was only a couple trailers I was sad to see go out the door before they could finish their weekend, and had we gotten those 2 sessions in, it was only a couple guys we were going to be without. And
Yep.
It was fixing to be a really good Super Saturday there.
Yeah.
Semis. That semi class was going to be off the wall.
I was just getting ready to make a comment on that. There looked like a lot of semis there.
How many did we have? Did you ever count, Charles?
It was 12 maybe? That's
kind of the number that was stuck in my head too, although I can't remember them all, and I'm not sure that everybody was going to make the call on Saturday.
If we lost one, it would be the island one that tossed the balancer out.
Yeah.
So other than like say a Toma or a Bowling Green, when is the last time you had that many semis in one spot?
Of that caliber?
It's been a while.
Fall King of the Streets cash days, they maybe get 10, but it's all like it's the East Side guys. It's the Pennsylvania Mafia and the Ohio guys.
Yeah.
It's the guys that never make it out here.
Yeah.
Hint, hint. You've been invited.
Yeah.
See you next year.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just, I was really looking forward to that semi class because every time you turn around, you'd see something on Facebook about another semi there or one that was coming that hadn't been out for a while. And you knew there was a bunch in the pits. And I'm like, man, you don't see these semis stack up like this a lot of times.
Shoot, we hadn't seen the last time Full Tilt made it down the track. It only made it like half track, and then it split the block in half.
And that was one that didn't run Friday night, but was there for Saturday.
Right. So the last time they made a pass on any track at all, Paul, was in 2018 at our show in Rockwell.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was Saturday night that they split the block, and that was all she wrote. So we were excited to see Dan and his team come back. And guys, sorry we couldn't put on a better show for you. It would have been awesome to see them make a pass again.
We got some insight into semi pulling too at a very, very, very late hour.
Yes.
Thanks to Ryan DeBro, and awesome interview. That'll be a podcast I'll have out later this week. I got to do a little editing in it, not for content, but because of our primitive circumstances, there's going to be some spots where either I need to bring the volume up or take it back down so we don't blow everybody's speakers apart. But he gave us a really good insight into what he would tell us about his truck anyway. We got under the hood. At one point, I asked him point blank a question about his fuel system, and he just kept right on rolling. Didn't even smile or nothing. Just kept rolling with what he was saying and dodged the whole question. I was laughing my ass off.
That sounds like Ryan. If he doesn't want an answer, you're not going to get an answer out of him.
Yeah.
No, and even afterwards, even after we had everything put away, I was just like, I knew he was not going to tell me everything, but just trying to ask some general questions to sort of understand it a little better, even then. But no, it's cool. Thanks to those guys for kind of letting us crash their pits to make that happen, and we actually powered the podcast equipment right from the truck. That was our power source. So that was cool.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I didn't watch the video. Did they get the semi and the truck all right with the wrecker?
Yes. Yeah, it took a little doing, but yep, they did get it in there. And he had frame support gussets underneath those, but there was no real big pad at the bottom. So after it rains, that left side one, it just pushed itself right in the dirt.
No.
If you look at the ones that actually DeBro has under his, they're like the same. I might have a picture I can show you, but same style ramp. But he's got this like aluminum A-frame that goes under there that'll hold it up a lot better. It's a better design.
Yeah, that's.
I imagine the design as is probably works for 4.1 Limited Pro, but maybe not quite up to snuff for double the weight.
Yeah. 20,000 pounds is heavy.
Yes, it is. A lot heavier than 9,500.
And there's a lot of weight sitting on the back of those trucks.
Yep.
But
that's what Ryan's got under his. It's a bit more substantial under there.
Yep. Yeah, that's man. So how many hooks were you guys thinking was going to happen then? I mean, did you have a number in before it got rained out?
I don't know. I don't know what we had the first two nights. It was probably in the neighborhood of 80 plus, and I saw no reason to really have that number go down for Saturday. I mean, we had a couple guys come in, and we had a couple guys go out. Otherwise, we were going to bring just about everybody back.
Yeah, everybody was coming back from Friday night.
I mean, the only two I know for sure that left from Friday night, Lynn broke stuff and left, and Ross broke stuff and left. Other than that, I think everybody stayed. And the one that nobody saw that was there and left was Beer's War Wagon. They found an engine problem. That tractor never even made it to the track. They were there Thursday and they were gone Friday.
Ugh. Yeah, that's a no fun weekend there.
No, especially not from as far away as he came. I mean, he's, from what I remember, all the way out by Albany. I mean, he's in eastern New York.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. I suppose it could have been worse. He could have made the trip and not found the problem, and then had it display itself on the track.
Yeah, I had no opportunity to get over there and find out what was going on, because by the time I had realized there was an issue, they were already gone. So what? Hi, Ryan. Bye, Ryan.
Try.
Whatever it was, they apparently didn't feel they could just run it on 4. So I don't know.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. Many compliments from the Super Hick pulling team. So, Charles, you got a fan in the Super Hick pulling stable.
Hey, Joe Batliner, I need you to send me a friend request. I need to talk to you about something.
Ooh.
Joe came up to me on Friday night and said, I think we need a Beer Money Massey shirt. And I agree with him.
Is there a...
So we're going to do one. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. I need to come up with a design.
Did we do a Massey one? Did he do one with the I'm here to drink beer and watch pulling, the Massey shirt, or was it just red for...
Red, green,
orange, yellow, and blue, wasn't it?
Yes.
And then gray, and I think a darker gray for the diesel trucks.
Yep.
Well,
I'll come up with something.
Way to go, Schultz. Dropped the ball on that one. He's probably not even tuning in right now.
Yep.
But
actually, he wasn't.
Instinctively, his middle finger just went up under the table while he's eating dinner.
Yeah.
At you, though, in your general direction. It just happens.
I can feel it.
Just radar.
Yeah, it's there. If it's not there, it's there in spirit.
Right.
But So, I saw a couple of the hooks on replay. So I said I was going to be watching both as we went down, all four tracks. I did not. I actually went pulling Friday and Saturday night, so I didn't get to see it. But I saw some of the replays on some of these runs. In your two honest opinions, what was the pull of the weekend there?
Oh, Nikki's Nightmare in the semis. Oh no, who won? No, who was it that won that class? Shoot,
I keep wanting to say Joe Hoffa because I think Joe at one time owned it. Now it's somebody else.
Yeah,
but Class Act.
That was probably the run of the weekend because the box was topping out so fast on those guys. He probably dragged it farther than the box rolled. I mean, he had his steam on, and at the big end, the tires didn't give up. He just kept going. And with those 8 drives digging in that track, he probably burned about 10 gallons of water out of the track and turned it to steam. I mean, it was just a cloud under that truck by the time it stopped moving. That was probably the run of the weekend.
That was pretty awesome.
Moving through them. I'm not even sure. I don't even know what ran Friday.
7 classes. Who all did we have? We had Diesel Supers.
I'll say the Diesel Supers was the only one that I saw that I watched.
Diesel Supers, Super Farm, 2-wheel drive, Light Super.
Yep.
Pro Stock. And do we only have 6?
You say unlimited?
Semis?
No, he didn't say unlimited.
Unlimited.
Oh, that's right. Unlimiteds and then semis.
Unlimited were around the west track. Unlimiteds were on the west track again for Friday night, and they kind of struggled with it. There was a bunch of them that got one wheeling really bad early.
Mm-hmm. I will say for Friday night, the pass was definitely the Class Act semi. I think that
Keith McConaughey.
Huh?
Keith McConaughey.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
For Thursday, there's a couple of them. Kevin Lindstrom went out and put like 10 feet on everybody in the 4-1s, ran like 364 or some crazy thing.
No, he wound up only being 3 feet ahead. Deck was close to him, but then behind that, yeah, Bausma was another 15 feet back. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin got a hold of the track, and he was just off to the races. Brian Thurston's photo from that night was really what it looked like from about 35 feet onward. Just a rocket ship. And then who was it? Who was the dark horse who won the mods on Thursday night? Team out of New York.
Session 1. Tom Owens on the Ramblin' Rose. 7,500-pound mods.
The dark horse, the one that I think got a lot of people looked was
who?
You guys there? I think I broke signal for a sec.
I think you did.
You did. We're here.
And he's doing it again.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. I was going to say Bob Gansimer in Open Super. I mean,
oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, that was a pass.
Yes, it was.
And Roger Peterson also made it look pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
That's I'm trying to think. Diesel Supers you generally associate with red,
mm-hmm.
but it's pretty cool to see a green one get up there. And there wasn't no stopping him. He was just going to keep going.
Yep. Is it just me, or does that tractor now with its new wrap look very, very European?
Yes, it does. Very much so.
Okay.
And I like it
I'm not the only one who thinks that.
No, I like it because it broke up. A lot of the green tractors that you see, the green is the predominant color. And that one almost, I don't know, there's green, there's yellow, there's white. It doesn't, to me, it almost doesn't look like a deer as much as it maybe should. I don't know. But I love the look of that tractor with the black rims.
Yeah, it's sharp.
And it's a runner. It is a runner. Spiegelberg continued his winning ways. They're having a hell of a season.
That depends on which tractor you're talking about.
Well, the black one.
The red one.
The red one. Yeah.
Jordans.
I think they were probably ready to light the red one on fire after Friday night.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah. Yep.
Speculation was that they've got something wrong in the rear end that was making it just misbehave real bad.
Yeah. And that'll do it.
That would make sense.
Yeah. That will definitely do it. If you have, and it's amazing that you can break things and they'll still move and they'll still go down the track. But when you put the coal to it, or I guess not the coal, the alcohol to it, it'll do some really bad, wild things.
Yeah, now they've got a little bit of welding to do on the front.
Yep. That does happen.
Assuming it didn't get bent.
Well, I was just talking about the weight racks and spitting almost every weight off the front right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had 10 semis. There wasn't as many as I thought.
10 for Saturday night?
For Friday night, and then we would have had 11, assuming Island and Colton Saylor could come back.
Well, wait, we had two semis come in on Saturday alone.
Oh, I didn't see the second one. Oh, yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I videoed it. Duh.
Why does the name escape me now?
I don't remember. They were there last year. I know that.
Right. Minnesota team. Yaron would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had one of the coolest haulers we'd seen in a long time.
Was that the log truck?
Yes,
yeah,
the
KTTA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the open sides on the hood, the open hood,
Mm-hmm.
it just, you can hear that in there, just blah 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 blah.
Yeah, that thing was ready to do some work, I think. Well, Cornelius, that's who it was.
Yeah. Ryan keeps trying to get in here, but every time it's a black screen of nothingness, and then he disappears.
The wheel of death. So, I mean, do you know how much rain you guys actually got?
I didn't hear an updated number. When I left, we had gotten 4/10 since I think 11 o'clock. And it was starting to dry out, I think, when I left. I got a couple of notifications about drizzle starting soon in Rockwell, but by the time I got back up to Mason City to grab my stuff and bail for home, I wasn't seeing much of that anymore, and I drove home through a fair amount of sunlight. Not a lot, but a reasonable amount.
I know north of the track, especially before well, actually, that was more so Friday night before we got going. It poured north of there Friday, and we still were able to get the show in. So we really dodged it on Friday.
Yeah, it missed us by that much.
Yeah.
I think that's
like a mile or two, that much.
That's the way it is. This year has been really spotty around here where, like I said, you can be one place and you can look a mile up the road and you can see just a wall of water.
Yep.
And you won't get 3 drops. And the guys at the end of the road are swimming.
Yeah.
I mean, just before they started opening the track up to Disket, that 5 minutes before opening the track up, that's what it looked like north of the pits.
Huh.
I mean, and I heard it poured up in Mason City.
Yep.
Wow. Crazy times. Mother Nature, she can be cruel.
Yeah.
But like I said, everybody around, I haven't heard of anybody that said they didn't need rain in some form or fashion in the field. So, I mean, we're around here. We've got enough. I think we could definitely hold off. Hey, look, we may have audio on Mr. Zoli. Maybe.
Nope.
Yeah, they say the running joke amongst most of Iowa corn growers is that Rock Valley gets like rain like twice a year, and they can still somehow manage to raise 280 bushel corn. They got more than their fair share on Saturday morning, so they got kind of pummeled. So they'll probably be like at 320 or 330 this fall.
Yeah, measly.
So good for them.
Yep, measly 320.
Yeah.
So shall we shift gears to the other rock?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I don't know how much we actually can say about it other than I saw I think one of the first posts that I saw from there was a picture of the rain gauge, and it was there was the 4.5, and it was right above the 4.5 inch mark. Just to even consider having a pull after something like that is a stretch, but I got trained again. At least somebody's pulling something.
There we go. They don't really have to worry about track conditions either. I will say this, that Rock Valley did claim at least one victim, probably more, but I know of one. The Weens family sent theirs into outer space.
Was that the one that had the oil all over the track and they were picking up parts?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a shame.
Yeah.
They were, last I knew, they were headed home to regroup, and because they got another hook this weekend on Friday, I think.
Ooh.
I want to say like David City, Nebraska, maybe. I don't know. I didn't check, but they were going to regroup, see what needed to be done, see what could be done, see how bad it was. But it wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
It wasn't the catastrophic failure. I mean, or it wasn't the visibly catastrophic failure that you might see. I mean, yeah, something went bang and there was a quick, shot of flame, and then, and the side shield kind of opened up a little bit, but it wasn't like blow the hood off, Big Jack Kielmeyer style from Bowling Green with, the semi. But it is what it is, and it's part of it, and we all know what we're getting into when we sign up for that.
Yeah. I'm just flipping through some of the pictures on the Outlaw page, and stuff is literally underwater.
Yeah.
Hoffman's twisted an axle shaft in that class as well, is what Taylor's saying. But yeah, I mean, and I don't know how it was out there, but around here, there was chances of rain, but it wasn't like excessive, like oh my gosh, it's going to pour. It was the 40s and the 50% chances of rain that got that. Those are the places that got hammered. I mean, pop-up showers, and it was just amazing. And I know we were watching across some of the other, like Indiana had a lot of rainouts. I saw Adam commented earlier.
Yeah.
Just so many pulls that didn't get to happen this weekend because of rain. I know Wisconsin had a few that were able to go. But it seemed like that right across the Midwest. You're going to get smacked.
I know about 60 miles north of my home base, Thumb did have their hook in Ubley. It did go. So they got theirs in. But, yeah, just like you say, it's pretty much washout city everywhere else.
Yeah. No.
And it continues even tonight.
Yes.
What was it Greensburg, Indiana this week, or for a Western, or for
Greentown?
No, Greentown is Friday night.
Okay.
There was a PPL Midwest hook today, and I want to say it was Greensburg, and Adam will probably correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope.
Why isn't he on?
He got you. He's got you. He said Greensburg. I think, didn't we think that he was working or something?
Well, clearly he's not.
Well, Schultz said he sneaks out or something.
Uh-huh.
He was supposed to be there tonight, LOL. Oh, at Greensburg. No, we were talking about having him on the show. One thing I will say, the video that I saw, Matt Goodwin at the Outlaw show. Wow. 394 for the win. That is got to be one of the better run at the top. He's up there when you talk about diesel supers in the U.S. That tractor is up there. He had a hell of a pass. And he I don't want to say he makes it look easy, but he makes it look easy because there's nothing easy about a diesel super, but he had one monster pass. So yeah, he continued his winning ways, I believe. It looks like they had the tarp out.
It does look like no, I was gonna say Ohio State pullers had a hook in Dayton, Ohio last night, and I was tempted to go to it. And Keith McConaughey in Class X snuck down there and wound up finishing second in the semis to Gene Dunn and Lady Butterfly.
Wow.
I haven't heard that name at the front of a field in a long time, have we?
No, not a long time.
Yeah, you don't hear about that one much.
No.
They're out there.
That's not still running Detroit Power, is it?
No. I believe it's got a kitty cat in it.
Okay. That would make sense. Is there anybody who's still pulling with Detroit Power?
No, not that I can think of.
I was going to say, if they are, you sure know it when they light it because it's got that sound.
Yep.
No, most of them, they're all in museums now.
Yeah.
Who was it? Tom, for crying out loud. Blue cab over. I think he had I want to say it was an 892 in his.
I don't remember that one. I remember Longhorn and Stagecoach. Those are both retired.
Yeah.
They're in Tiger Rise's place. I think both of them are.
Tom Lindsay, built for business.
He was always a Cummins, I thought.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't know. Shows how much I know.
Diesel
I
doctor.
Get to see, yeah. I didn't get to see very many semi classes, and I guess one of the last ones that I probably saw from back in the day would have been with all the old school cast of characters. Probably would have been like Ionia in '97 or '98.
Yep.
I know that was the last time I saw Prohibited run.
Yeah, I think probably last time I saw would have been 02-ish, somewhere in there.
Doesn't feel like that long ago, but that's been a day or two.
I know. It's like one night I blinked and suddenly
20 years later?
Yeah, 20 years later.
20 years later, and we're fighting gray hair.
I'm not even fighting it. I'm just letting it happen.
Yeah. The fight there's no fight here.
No.
Well, there's no fight here, but my wife puts up a heck of a fight. And it seems like there's hair color in the bathroom with my name on it.
Your stocking stuffer every year is just for men.
We're going to stop talking about this because she just came in and gave me the look of death, and I don't want to die on air.
Hey, tell her at least the beard's gone in some form or fashion.
It's coming back. She doesn't know yet.
I think you just told her.
No, she was in the other room.
She has this thing
Nothing.
called internet.
Nothing. Paul, stop it.
Sorry.
Told you not to say words like that on air.
It'll be
Speaking
fine.
of blinking in 20 years later.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you can go back and actually you may not be able to because I don't know if Jason showed Charles how to post it. Charles can conveniently forget if I send him $5. Maybe.
Everything's $5.
Everything is $5. or a multiple thereof.
Hi, Kara. I love you.
Nice.
So did we see any new vehicles come out this weekend? Aside from
the one in New York,
right, which is gorgeous,
bonkers. Wow. Yeah, I believe that is a pro stock, is it not?
Alki Super.
Oh, that's right. There's 2 stacks coming out. That's right.
I missed that. Which one's that?
Mysic. You saw pictures of it.
Oh, yeah.
When we were eating lunch.
Yes.
So I don't know how it did. I know that that just rolling it onto the track was a triumph. That was considered a win for those guys. They'd been working on for a long time. So, and I'm sure I would assume that there's video out there somewhere of it. Adam was at the track. I know he got photos. But what was it called? Was it High Hopes?
I think so. Yeah, it was sharp. Those things definitely stand out, and I'd like to see underneath the hood of that and see how much real estate they have there, because those things start out, as narrow as the frame rails, and then it seems like they go out at a 45-degree angle. So where those chargers are sitting, there's got to be tons of room in there, and I'm so jealous.
Well, isn't that the same? Isn't it the same as Jeremy's hood? Jeremy Smith.
You're real close, except add a couple of chargers.
Well, yeah, obviously, but like real estate under the hood, though.
It should be very, very, very similar, I would think.
Yeah.
Mysic Pulling has onboard videos.
I'm looking.
Charles is on it. He's on it. Well, while Charles is looking, the ITPA, they did get to have they had a hook this weekend. They actually had 2, but oh, wow.
That looks sharp and white, doesn't it?
See, in the pictures that I saw originally, at some of the angles, it almost looked like a gray.
Yeah.
But I had to look at it a couple of different times. But man, in the white,
And I believe if you look real close in the side shield, that's like a John Deere.
I think it's John Deere
or 112 lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. High Hopes.
That's cool.
And Pysig's Mini came out with its new livery called Fallout. So it kind of follows the very clean Pysig design element.
Mm-hmm. I hear it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, look at the throttle. That's the stick from one of those tractors.
Oh, that's cool.
It's got all the buttons and everything on it. Looks like a fighter jet.
I really appreciate the fire bottle saying Nitrous Express on it.
Yes. Yeah, I've never seen one like that as far as the throttle, where they have the one out of the tractor. That looks pretty slick. Look at us, we're like a bunch of damn kids just watching like, oh my gosh.
No, you can tell I'm not a kid because I'm looking over my glasses because old man eyeballs.
That's one thing I've noticed on a lot of these onboards. It is amazing how different they sound when you're sitting on the seat as when you're sitting in the stands.
Yeah, especially all that transmission noise that comes up through the roll cage, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. You hear that whining when you're sitting in the seat.
What does yours sound like? Different? I would assume different than what it would sound like to me if I'm watching.
Oh yeah, camera. Yeah. It definitely does. So we're still working on a name for it, and I've decided that until we get to the dyno in 2 weeks, I'm going to call it the Bird because the damn thing does nothing but chirp. The turbos, you just hear them going down the track. Chirp, 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 chirp. The turbo, I should say, the small one. But yeah,
well, and let's just call it. Let's just make it official right now. The name of the tractor is Tweety.
I don't have that authority. I'm only 50%. My brother can veto.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It went down the track.
We call it Vitamin C.
There's something. I'm going to call it Who the Hell Knows, because who the hell knows what we're going to call it.
There you go.
But no, we were able to make a hook Friday night, which the Penfield, Illinois, I Historic Farm Days were there. The ITPA hook, my first time in the seat. Need a better driver. That's all it was. First time on the tractor, trying to feel where the clutch is and everything. It wasn't terrible. I went 271 or 2, I think. I mean, and the winter was right at 300 or a little bit beyond. So I wasn't terribly far back. It's fun. The only thing I could say was I got off the track and I'm like, well, that was fun. I want to do it again. I mean, I wasn't just like totally distraught. And we're still looking for data. All we want is data at this point, trying to figure out where we need to be. But it was fun. And then Saturday, while you guys were waiting out the rain, there was at Penfield again, same track, just a different organization, the Ileana Pullers. They have a 6,500 outlaw class that we can throw 350 pounds weight and jump in. So Saturday morning, it's looking like rain. Thought, well, we'll just wait and see. And waited. Thought, screw it, we're going. About 12:30, I started loading everything up. And just as soon as I got the tractor on the trailer and chained down, started getting really dark in the west. So I decided, well, let's just see what happens. And I kept looking at the radar, and I thought, well, let's just back this trailer in the shop for a little bit.
Oof. See
what we did, or see what happens. And finally it rained, and I had guys on the ground at Penfield. I'm like, what's going on up there? And they said, we've had sprinkles. And I'm like, okay. And at 3:30, after my eyes were about crossed from looking at my phone on 3 different radars, I said, screw it, we're going. We left in the rain. It felt so wrong. I'm like, this is stupid. Why are we doing this? I did this the whole way up. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. And we got up there, which is a historic farm day. So they got all kinds of stuff, plows, graders, whatever. I'm like, if there was ever a place where a tractor pull should be able to go, it should be here, because they had moldboard plows. They could have turned the track over if they didn't like the dirt that was on top.
Yes.
And we went up there, and we got there, and I went up and looked. They had scraped just a little bit off the top of it, and they were out there dragging it, and it looked good. So we made the hook with the Ileana Pullers, 6,500 outlaw class. Went 286. Still have a little bit of a chirp issue, but like I said, we're hoping to fix that. But it was a good weekend, so we dodged the rain just enough to get some pulls in, but others not so fortunate. What is that?
Whoa, Keith. Keith has been busy. Good for him. I have no idea what it is, but it's pretty.
4-1 maybe? All right. So I don't know if we were talking about this, Roos, before you got on here, but some big news came out, I believe, late last week. So we've got Gene Stumpf with us here, and Gene is with the Monroe County Fair in Waterloo, Illinois, and they have basically challenged some pro stock guys, I guess you could say. So there's an ITPA hook July the 24th at Waterloo, Illinois at the Monroe County Fair, and they have upped the purse to $10,000 payout for the pro stock class, with $5,000 going to the winner. And we have Gene here with us to talk a little bit about the hook with the pro stock class and the 6 other classes, I believe, that they have pulling tonight. So, Gene, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about how this all came together?
Yes, sir. I'm Gene. I've been running the pull down here at Waterloo for about 20 years now, and we've always been trying to figure out a way to make this thing better and better and better every year. Always wanted to do a PPL pull, but we never could make it work because we always fell on top of somebody. So this year, the opportunity came about that we were on top of nobody, and so I got a bunch of generous donors that always like to donate me money to help pay better pullers and better shows around the area that have really stepped up to the plate and gave me a bunch of money to help pay for the pull. And so I've always wanted to do something like this. And so this year was the perfect opportunity to do it. And so we've made it, like you said there before, Jason, a $10,000 class with $5,000 to win it. We're also running that night 62 two-wheel drives. That's going to be a raised purse also. 6,000 super stock, 7,800 pro stock diesel trucks, the 8,000 modifieds, the 82 super stocks, and the 9,500 pound limited pro stocks. We've always considered ourselves one of the best fairs in the state of Illinois. We're right on the St. Louis line here in Monroe County. We get huge crowds from St. Louis. And so it's really a good thing to do here, and we're just trying to make it bigger and better and seeing how far we can reach out with this thing.
Well, I have been to the Monroe County Fair many times, and I can definitely attest to the fact that the stands are always packed. The stands, I'm not sure I don't know what the seating capacity is, but it's basically grandstands from the starting line well past the finish line. They're tall grandstands, and on the grandstand side, they're always packed, and the pit side is always packed as well. Great show. So now, Gene, have you pulled before?
Oh yeah, I've been pulling since 1983.
I thought so. Now, can you tell us a little bit about your pulling history?
Started out years ago. We used to brush pull, and it was kind of one of them deals. You run what you brung and hope you brung enough. And we graduated from that, and then we started in ITPA. We started what is now the Pro Farm class. A bunch of us started that, and then we went to the little limited pros, the 8500s, and then about 6 years ago, we went to the 4-1 class. Like I said, I've been pulling since 1983, and now kind of my sons are taking over. They're doing most of the driving, and I enjoy watching more than I do pulling anymore. But I've been running the pull there at Waterloo for, I think, 22 years now.
Yep. And it's a good track. It always draws a great crowd. And I think, like I said, this year when I heard about this, I thought, well, what's going on? And then I looked at the PPL and saw that they didn't have any overlap. And then the only other thing that I think that's going on is Chapel Hill, but that's quite a bit farther south. So this would be a great opportunity for these pro stock guys to come and run at a great facility. Normally, I believe you overlap with Altamont, the PPL on Saturday night, but it for some reason, I'm not sure how this all works, but every once in a while it opens up and it works out great. So we've got the 10,000 pound pro stocks, increased payout. And you said increased payout on the 2-wheel drive class as well?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what that's going to be, but the last 3 or 4 years here since we've been having these raised purses and that, everybody that pulls at Waterloo has always, whether they placed or not, has always gotten some kind of a check. And we usually try to get some sandwich coupons to feed the pullers a little bit. And it's just a good atmosphere and a good place to go. And after the pull's over, we got a hell of a beer stand and a band in the beer court.
And it is literally right off the starting line of the track. So
yes, it is.
It is a great venue, great place to pull, and very, very excited. So any of you pro stock guys, definitely hit it up, and any of the other classes. The ITPA, the Illinois Tractor Pullers Association Facebook page has, you can check it out for classes and all that time. Gene, what start time are you looking at on that?
6 o'clock is what we're looking at, Saturday the 24th.
Okay, 6 o'clock. And we've got a question from one of our regulars here, Andy Gerbach. Gene, did your dad put the pulls on in St. Louis back in the early 70s?
Yes, he did. He was associated with it. Him and his cousin Roger Stump.
Gotcha. I bet that was quite the pull. Where exactly was that in St. Louis?
That was in the St. Louis arena, and that was before the days of smoke tubes. It was just idea.
Ouch. Yeah, that'd be interesting thing to sit through.
Yes, it was.
I
think that was in 1973.
Nice. Gene, are there any sponsors that you need to mention that make this happen?
Yeah, my main sponsor is Andy Cuban with Rimco Steel and Salvage in St. Louis, and another major sponsor is DeKalb Asgrow. They've been all real generous. Them are the two that put up the $5,000 for the extra money in the pro stock class. So we really want to try to make this a really good experience. I'm hoping this is going to be the first annual. I'm hoping to continue it on is what I'm hoping for. And who knows? Maybe next year we can make it 15 or more. Who knows?
That would be fantastic. But yeah, so this is a pool you definitely don't want to miss. A lot of great iron shows up in this, and being as that there's not any Champions Tour hooks, or at least on the pro stock side, I think you're going to see a good turnout. I know I've kind of been working, trying to let some people know that this is going on, but it's going to be a great show. July the 24th at 6 p.m. in Waterloo, Illinois. Waterloo is about, 30 minutes south of St. Louis?
Yep, all good interstates coming to it. And if anyone comes and wants to stay, we have good hotels in the area, and that's not a problem. Just a great atmosphere and a great place to pull. Last year, we had to, or I shouldn't say last year, in 2019, we missed a year, but we were expecting 8 to 10 4-1 limited pros, and all next thing you know, 17 of them showed up.
Yep. Yeah, I believe that was I believe Evansville was the night before, and there was a lot of guys that came from Evansville to hook. Great show. But well, awesome. Well, Gene, thank you for joining us. And I guess the ITPA page is the place to go for the information then.
Yeah, and if on the poster or in the book, I think my phone number's in there. And if anybody's got any questions, feel free to give me a call. Talk to you any time of the day.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure we get that number posted. If anybody's got any questions, you can contact Gene directly, and we'll make sure and get your phone number posted up there. But once again, the July 24th, 6 o'clock p.m. Increased payout for the two-wheel drives. Still working on that, but a $10,000 pro stock class with $5,000 going to the winner. You can check out Monroe County Fair Board's Facebook page. There may be some information there, but we'll put Gene's number in and get it up there so everybody can see it and to see out there. And hopefully that this rain will kind of subside long enough to get this pull in. I know normally it's usually pretty warm down there, and I don't know the last time it's been rained out. I've been down there for the last at least 3 or 4 years when they've had them, and it's always been a great pull. So,
okay, good. Look forward to it.
All right, well, we'll be down there. I'm going to be down there trying to do some live videos for beer money while we're down there. So we'll help you get the word out, and hopefully have you overrun with tractors and fans.
We can handle it. We can seat somewhere around 6,000.
Well, we're going to try our best to help you fill that up.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thanks, Gene.
You bet. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Goodbye.
Bye.
So yeah, this place, you can't. It's one of those that if anybody I meet, for instance, say Misty, whenever we first started, kind of hanging around each other, I said, well, she was into tractor pulling and stuff, and I always told her, I said, there's one pull that you don't miss, and it's Waterloo. Usually, I don't want to throw out names, but there's some. I'll just put it this way: there's some heavy supers that don't get out much, that are very well known in the Illinois area. They usually will make the hook at Waterloo. Just an absolutely wonderful facility. The food is excellent. It's not a huge fair, but it's always packed. And they do a great job. So excited to see that, and hopefully we get a lot of pro stocks in there. Mr. Zoli, what's happening?
I don't know, because every time I kept trying, like literally, my internet would say not working, but I could watch you guys.
Oh.
So I don't know what was going on. So I jumped in my car, and yeah, it wasn't working at home. So
For the car, that would be then home number 3.
yeah,
Okay, just checking.
the mobile office.
Right.
Yes.
Well,
So what happened in Wisconsin this weekend? Anything?
yeah, well, it was quite the week. It started by seeing John Mears and ended with John Party. So, but we tried to have a poll in Jefferson Wednesday night. It was sprinkling just enough. We were waiting, and then they scraped off the track, and then one little shower came back through. So we had to call that poll. And then I was out in Rockwell Thursday night. And then we got in Lancaster with WTPA and NTPA Friday night. But it looked like it was not looking good at 6 o'clock. There was heavy rain about 25 miles away, and then it just dissipated right before Lancaster. So it sprinkled a few times, but they had a good show there. For first time, they moved the event to the fairgrounds in Lancaster, where Jeff Ball is from, for the first time. And it started, the crowd with the rain looking like it, so it started out pretty slow. And then they pretty much filled their grandstands there Friday night in Lancaster. And then we were able to poll for the first time at the Rock River Threshery Grounds in Edgerton on Saturday afternoon. So it was interesting there. All the heavy rain was just to the border. We were in Edgerton, which is 20 miles from the Illinois line or so, maybe 25. And it looked like it was coming up, but it just sprinkled all afternoon. So, yeah, so I was able to actually see 3 polls over the weekend, or over last week. So 3 out of the 4 I plan to be at.
Geez, why don't you brag about it?
Yeah. Why don't you rub it in, you jerk?
It wasn't looking like it was going to be very many. And then we were able to squeak in. And then up in River Falls, Wisconsin, that was the second night of the Region 3 and WTPA. They also were able to get in up there, which is way up they're basically 30 miles from the cities. So those guys had to travel from the southwest corner of the state all the way up to almost Minneapolis.
Oof. That's a long
They
ride.
had quite a 2-day swing.
So you want to run through the classes in Lancaster?
Yeah, they had 7 classes there. They had what is basically, so it's a UPM Pro Farm class, what they call Pro Farm up in Minnesota, what we call Hot Farm here in Wisconsin. So they ran that as an exhibition class because it's not a WTPA class. So they have to run it as so no points or anything. And then, let's see, then they had the 2.6 diesel trucks. They had state level 2-wheel drive trucks. They ended up getting 10 2-wheel drive trucks that night.
How many of them were Christensens?
They had all 4. Is that what they run now? 4, 5?
I don't know.
I forget. Whatever they normally, is there 4 of them that are 2-wheel drive? I can't keep track.
I think so. I don't know. The comment
Here's the one they left
was
behind
made by someone who will remain anonymous that those 2-wheel drive trucks kind of multiply like rabbits.
Yeah.
There's the one they left behind.
Yep.
Yeah, they had quite a weekend because they had to split up there with the mods, and then bring the 2-wheel drive trucks to Lancaster, and then go up to River Falls, which is on their way home. But Yeah, so now they have to go back to Rockwell to pick up the mod. Actually, Brian Deck came out to Lancaster as well with the 4-1. So in the 4-1 class, they had 15 4-1s out in Lancaster. Unfortunately, we had some major breakage for a couple tractors.
I heard Colin Colin or Case, one of the two had a
Casey,
real bad night. Casey?
Yeah. Yep, the Yotoma winner. The tractor that won Toma. Yeah, that did not sound good when the crank is making noises. So that, at least that's what we think. And then John Meyer Jr. also took a couple pistons out that night. So
who took the win?
Plots ended up winning. Gerlachs were out there. They were leading pretty much. They were early, I think like the second or third vehicle or tractor to go down the track, and was dodging bullets until I think Jeremy was like third to last, fourth to last, something like that. We had 11 light pros, 10 or 11 light pro stocks, because basically all the Badger State tractors except Caster, and then I think pretty much all of the WTPA tractors showed up. So when they all show up, you have over 10. So they Colin Burkholtz got the win that night, and then I think he got second or third up in River Falls on Saturday.
Good work.
So I think he's still leading Region 3 points, but then he's last place in Badger State points. So isn't it funny how how that goes? Let's see. We had the light limited super stocks out there, and Casey, I don't know if you saw the photo. He was driving. It's a new light limited super stock that one of their family members put together. Has a 560 sheet metal on it, and he first time driving it, and he took it to the win. So Friday night.
A giant rainbow.
Yes.
Yeah, I did see that photo. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it worked out where like we had some sprinkles and the sun came out. So
nice.
So I got a rainbow shot too.
So Jeff was happy. It was a good turnout. It sounded like.
Yeah, I think there was 69 vehicles between all the classes. So, and like I said, it's a pretty decent sized grandstands there at the Grant County Fairgrounds. And it was probably at least 3/4 or more full. So by the time the show was going. No, I'm not living in my car. As you try,
yes, you are. Don't lie. Sure, if I'd fix him a room in your basement.
He didn't have actual internet trouble. He just went from like Starbucks to McDonald's to get a better Wi-Fi signal.
Yes.
It's pretty bad when Tucker's basement has better Wi-Fi in your house.
I don't know what, like, honestly, like right when I was logging on, and when it would just spin, and I don't know what was going on. So.
Looks like Colin's got some work to do.
Yeah, that's the 560 he's talking about for that light limited class.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Now, I don't know now. So like their rules, the diesels can be at 470. So I don't know if that has a 466 block in it. I'm assuming so, but could be wrong.
What do they run weight wise? Are they 6,000?
6250.
Yeah.
They're all 6250 across the board there.
Yeah, I think it would be. I don't know if they could get. It'd be hard to go 360 up, I would think, for a diesel.
Yeah, so like our rules for diesel is 410. Like the majority.
Yep.
Of unless you're running the two turbos. So
2 Chargers.
Paul, could you start with a 407, or is that not a strong enough?
But I'm guessing if they're just going to run with them, then you can. I mean, if that's all they're planning on doing, I don't know. They'll, 'cause that's what all the diesels are that run with WTPA and them are pretty much, the 466 block. So.
Heard David Bear had a rough night.
Oh yeah, yep. That was He took out the ring and pinion.
Ooh.
Right at the end of the run. And I think that's only been like 2 or 3 passes since Shipshawana. So
that's kind of what I was thinking too. It's his tires; they got too much grip.
He's pulling his guts out, literally.
It was like it was right at the end of the run too. Like he was just spinning out, and then not good.
Revs go to the moon in the works, or
no, because he was pretty literally. If he would just let out the throttle, probably 1 second sooner. I don't know if it, the next pass, but
he was on the big end already.
Yeah, it was already pretty much over. So I think he's pretty good there with the motor. It's just the rear end. And then, so then Saturday afternoon, we used to have a poll on Father's Day weekend in Edgerton with the FFA Alumni Association there. They decided not to do a poll, and the Rock River Threshery Club there in Edgerton, which has been trying to do a poll for the last couple of years, it just hasn't worked out. They were trying in 2019, and then obviously COVID last year, and then finally was able to do it this year. And since we had an open date with the way July fell this year, they were able to put it in Saturday afternoon. And we had a really good turnout. I mean, they ran out of food. Luckily, they had some food trucks there, but I was actually shooting video from there. They have a little steam train that goes around the grounds, which is right next to the pulling track.
And you were shooting video from that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because it's actually elevated. It's actually elevated enough.
Even more awesome.
Yeah. So, that was
his little conductor hat on, going choo choo.
Yeah.
It threaded between some of the food trucks, so he was able to stop and get a hero on one lap and a couple of tacos on the other one. I'm not kidding. That's a concept whose time has come. Food trucks at a tractor pull.
Yeah, that worked out because, like I said, their own concession stand, they ran out of food pretty early in the afternoon. So,
because how many people do you know who couldn't get down with some tacos in the middle of a tractor pull? Hello.
I heard that the Euro line
at the end
was like 20-minute wait.
For what?
For the Euro line.
Wow. Good for them.
So, because Brandon Johnson kept going over to look in between sled changes, and the line never,
So he walked away hungry?
Yeah, he had to wait until after we were done. And then they have a bunch of we got done, and then like a little shower came through, so we snuck in there and got out. And then they have a bunch of what they call spectator trucks, but it's pretty much just open to anything to show up. So,
welcome to the Drive Shaft Show.
Yeah,
is that what we're talking about.
Yeah, pretty much.
You left out a word. The Drive Shaft shit show.
That, but yes,
I have to admit I did not stay and watch any of that. So,
been there, done that.
Yeah. Plus, it was like I said, it started to rain pretty good. I just wanted to pack up and get out, and then shout out to Tom and Kathy Gallitz. They got me a ticket to see John Party Saturday night back at the Jefferson County Fair.
Nice.
But that was, let's just say, a shit show to get people in. I got there at 5:30, and luckily I was able to get in early with some people that had like these VIP pass things. But so they started letting people in at 7, and it took them 2.5 hours to get everyone in.
Holy cow!
Yeah. I think he was supposed to start singing at 8:30. It ended up being like 9:30. And then they had 10 porta potties inside the where people were.
No lines there.
No.
Let's say people were making their own spots.
Ew. How was the show aside from that?
Oh yeah, no, he was great. Like, he was awesome. But yeah. I don't know what they were thinking.
I don't think they'll be thinking that again because the health department will be involved making sure they don't think that way.
I don't know why. Like I said, they literally had like 10 in the area that they probably had, 4,000 people.
That's a bad ratio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hookers to people has to be a better ratio than that.
Yeah.
Especially people who are going to be drinking all night.
So what was your take? We didn't hear your take on Rockwell.
Rockwell.
You were there for Thursday. It was good to see you and Dad.
Yep, my dad was there camping all weekend. So they've made I think this is their second. Yeah, he came out last year as well and camped. And they've continued to add. I think they added showers right over there in the camping area, and like they can get more water for their campers and stuff. I believe he said.
Yep, and dumping
Yep.
Made it a little more full service.
Yeah, so they've continued to add to the facility. I mean, it was a great show Thursday night. It was funny. So I rode out with Brent Yarn. I met him in La Crosse, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I just noticed you guys are starting at 6 o'clock," and we were just thinking 7. Just because on a Thursday night, we still made it there at 5:30, but so that was we weren't paying that close attention to the start time. We'll say that. So,
any particular passes that stood out to you?
Obviously, well, what's weird is like it was like the weekend of the underdog out there. I would, for the ones that won, especially on Thursday night, because you had Gansmer. I mean, his vehicle runs really well, but when he got all the vehicles he was going up against, he'd probably be the underdog in a betting world.
Yep.
To win.
For sure.
Same for Owens as well, especially. He was probably the biggest underdog of them all. So that pass really stood out to me because
I feel like they were an underdog too,
and
right?
Jeff Guzzo, another Wisconsin WTPA mini rod, wins a Grand National pole. So we were talking afterwards, and I'm sure the Grand National guys are going to be happy to get away from Wisconsin for a little while.
Yeah.
Going to Wisconsin, better pack a lunch.
Yeah.
Because you had Nathan Hoffman up in Toma, the last hook, and then you have Jeff Guzzo. So
I don't know. It seems like I've noticed over the past few years, it seems like the Wisconsin mini rod guys, they always come to play, and they always finish really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, because when they changed what's it been, 5 or 6, maybe even 7 years or longer, that when they changed their rules to match the Grand National rules. So it's always been a tough group of mini rods. So up there.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, of course, Kevin Lindstrom just did his thing that night, as usual.
Yep.
a nice straight pass.
Yep. Fine gear, hammer down, win things.
Oh, if it were only that easy.
According to him, it is. Actually, it isn't. I talked to him that night, and he said, Ryan, I left Toma swearing up and down that tractor was broke. He thought there was something wrong. I can't remember what he thought was wrong with it, but he thought something was wrong in the transmission. And so apparently not. He did just fine on Thursday.
Yeah, he did not get the win Friday night, but I think he got third Friday night, and then I think he won up in River Falls, if I'm not mistaken, on Saturday. So
tough running tractor. He dropped the winning hook. Came back and still won. Wow.
That's when you're just messing with people. That's all that is. You're just messing with them. Hold my beer. Watch this.
Impressive.
Yeah, it's a stout tracker.
Yeah, I do feel bad because Casey Lear was the first hook Friday night, and I think he ended up going 348, and then they reset the sled. So he had to come back and make a second pass. So I'm not saying it would have happened maybe up in River Falls, but he did have to make a pass on a somewhat warm, motor. So
get the leaf blowers.
Yeah, I mean he had 14 vehicles in between that, but he did have to make a second pass that night.
I'm trying to remember what Joe Eder did in Unlimited. He was test hook and went way out there and didn't keep it, and then only won the fourth after coming back with a 280 run that was just wild.
Yeah, there were a few kind of wild rides with mods and with Unlimiteds.
And I was stupid. I decided I wanted to take photos of the Unlimiteds, but I forgot earplugs. And I will tell you that Joe had a killer tune-up in on those 1871s because his was the only one that actually hurt to listen to it go by.
Plus, you have the echo of being in the announcer stand too.
Yeah, the metal roof, great.
Yeah, they'll make you ring just a little bit.
His sure did.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised to see that third windmill on the play thing, two-wheel drive on Friday night.
Yeah, and so they're running the old twin turbos are there, and they got a third one up on top of the S10. But in going back through my pictures from the event, they have a progressive throttle on there. So the bottom two open first, and then the third one. So I never did get close to it, but there's a lot going on with that truck.
Wow. So that would be 2 pressure stages?
No, it doesn't appear to be because the one on top just seems to be just sitting there, and it's got intakes for all 3.
Maybe they're just messing with people.
I don't know.
He went down and flipped on the little electric fan that's in there to spin it just to make people like us say, oh, yeah, he's got 3 on there.
It's a bad place to throw 100 pounds worth of stuff up on top there just to mess with people.
That's true. Sad part is I know some squirrely guys that just do that just for laughs.
So does that add an extra layer of complexity to tuning it?
God, I would think so.
Oh, I got to believe, yeah. I mean,
because you got to find out where it's going to come into play and be ready for it.
And I don't know anybody doing throttle blades pre-turbo.
No. How'd that be?
Yeah, it seems like they have a hard enough time with the 2, those guys that are trying to make it work, and then adding a third.
Now, this is purely me asking a question I do not know the answer to. Do not discuss me on pull-off because of this. If we added EFI to the motors,
I knew this
would that make
coming.
it easier?
If you know how to clicky-clack your fingerboard, your keyboard well enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can type a sentence, but I guarantee you I can't tune a single turbo motor, let alone 3.
Yeah.
I mean, if it'd probably take a couple passes to get that right, but I mean, once they get it figured out, I mean, you could potentially make it work.
take a lot more than a couple. You'd have to get really lucky on your bass tune to do it. That actually came up in the podcast piece we did with Ryan DeBro about what he's going through, learning that because he's kind of one guy against the world versus Duramax guys or Cummins guy pulling a truck where there's thousands of these things out there in a feedback loop to be able to get it right pretty early. That'd be a challenge. And for what he's doing on Plaything, there's nobody else doing that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No, you would have to spend a lot of time trying different tunes.
I mean, you can go to the dyno, but you're going to be there for a month of Sundays just doing that even.
Yeah, you better own your own dyno because otherwise you're going to have a lot of money just wrapped up in trying to get it to make a pass, let alone a good pass.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if Josh ever gets bored with, the super stock and light super stock alcohol tractors, build himself a street car and run it on them.
Yeah. Yeah, I read the post, or I've been reading the post or the thread that you're talking about.
No, I wasn't talking about a thread. I was just telling people don't bring me up because I asked a question about EFI, and that's a horrible subject. Don't you dare do it, you big jerk.
It's blasphemy.
Yeah, it's blasphemy.
I didn't realize that I segued nicely.
Blasphemy, traction control, and I guess cheating all wrapped up in one.
You can do traction control and ignition boxes.
I was just waiting. I'm like, Charles is going to tee off here in just a second.
That podcast got done like 2 years ago. I think I'm over it at this point. I really don't give a shit what they decide to do, whether they let it in or they don't. Because you know what? If somebody wants to find a way, they already did.
Yeah, the technology's there. It's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know that we need to open that can of worms again.
I mean, how long do you want this show to go on tonight?
I was going to say, I'm just waiting. He's sitting there on go, just like, all right, here he goes.
I'm not there yet, but
I'm just going to do one of these numbers and say, all right, guys, go ahead.
Hang on, let me go pop some popcorn.
Yep.
When I'm done with it, I'm going to go back to what Zolik said earlier about one place calls it Hot Farm, another calls it Pro Farm. We can go down that one too. I'll keep you going till the morning.
Oh, that would be a fun one.
Don't need
the 6 terms in which we can create 67 classes of pole.
Yeah, very few words make up a lot of classes.
The problem is we've gone down
limited
this road for
farm
so
with
long.
nitrous on Tuesdays.
That's right. Charles, we really do need to bring those rules to light at some point in time. We need to draft them.
The funny thing is, Vern Meinholz ended up winning, who normally runs in our Badger State Hot Farm class, and our weight is 9,500 pounds. Well, at some point between last season or 2 seasons now, UPM changed their weight to 10,000 pounds, and he didn't even know. So he was 500 pounds lighter than all the other tractors.
There is a I think I have it saved somewhere. There's a rule book that we're forming for a tractor class, and one rule in particular that I do remember from our draft rules that explains kind of the absurdity of where we're going with this. It's that tire pressures will be determined for all participants by a random 6-year-old in the crowd. Yellow will be an acceptable pressure.
Yep. And I believe that I feel like the operating or the operating weight would be determined by, I think it was the hottest spouse or girlfriend in the crowd or something like that. There were some real doozies.
The square root of the test puller's 2018 tax return.
Yes. Yep. That's the boost number.
Yeah.
Well, if we want to get Paul started, like, what's up with Nashville going to the elevator, making their pullers tech at the elevator? Is this 1985?
Well, it is. So Nashville, the tractor. This is the Washington County.
I know. Yeah, this is the fair.
But where the fairgrounds are, I got to believe if they caught the rain that we caught today, yeah, it's underwater. They're supposed to have a hook there tomorrow night. They haven't made any decisions as of yet, but I know it's been so spotty. But just south of Nashville, there is an elevator that they usually tech at because it's easy to get haulers in and out of, and it's easy to get them pulled around. But there's certified scales there that we don't have to worry about. Oh, we set them on the dirt and somebody complains because they're 200 heavy or they're 200 light or whatever. These are DOT scales, so that's why they do that. So you get a load and unload, load, unload.
But you have to be there between
load,
3 and 5
unload.
o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday.
Yes, because we don't have anything better to do. Nothing at all.
I don't, and answer Marty's question. I don't know. I was just talking to Vern Meinholz because he got to the scale and he's like, the scale person said, yeah, you're only 9,500 pounds and it's 10,000 pounds. So I don't know. I'm just going off what he was telling me. He's like, I'm not going to throw on 500 pounds because he had to pull the next day and then take off 500 more pounds just, for one hook. So,
yeah.
Not sure.
Oh, man.
Back to your point, Cody, I don't know of any common rail tractors here. In Europe, yes. There's some EFI Alki tractors, but I don't know of any common rail diesels. I take that back. I think there is. No, there's not. None that I know of.
But Cody, we appreciate your keep stirring the pot mentality. That's
he's got it. And then Colin's next
idea.
Colin's comment right there is pretty much internet gold because you get on pull off and you say limited light super and you do one of these numbers.
Yeah.
It needs to be a national class, and I don't
combining diesels and the Alkies.
Yes, it's that is hold my beer and watch me start this civil war.
It is heresy.
Yeah. Good fun there. We almost need to do a one topic like this on a show and just be like, okay, let's talk EFI.
Yeah, every good show should have a rant segment. Just saying.
That's right. Did we have a good rant segment on Friday night?
No.
No.
That was more.
We could always just edit some words that Tiger slurred and put those together.
I was gonna say we don't have to because the first half hour is just straight up morning zoo. I mean,
yes, yes, it was.
And I noticed Rob Russell never did come back.
Podcasting at 3:15 in the morning.
Yeah. No, it was over.
Dan Homeister. Thank you.
We finished it at 3,
my friend.
We started at 1 and we finished at. Actually, we started at 1 and it was 1 hour, so we finished at 2 a.m. with that.
What?
Yeah.
This is so many after hours stories. That could be a weekly show on its own. Yeah.
Yep. And then after that got all put away and packed back in the car, I went back in the pits for more and heard even more good stories. So
off the record, of course.
Yeah,
those probably should be off the record.
Yeah.
Not stuff I can repeat.
Go.
I think my cheeks still hurt from laughing though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll happen.
What did we think was the best flavor of elixir of the weekend? Hey, if we're going to cover one subject, let's throw them all out on the table.
Run the gamut.
Yeah, and we did.
We kind of did, yes.
I kind of wonder if the Ham's little smoke formula there wasn't the winner.
It was pretty legit.
Yeah.
For me, I think it was Dan's Werther's Original.
That one caught me off guard.
In a bad way, in a good way?
In a good way.
Yeah.
The bad way one was the candy cane, which I said tasted like toothpaste.
Yes, you did. I remember that part. I laughed.
Oh, kids.
We did have fun.
Yep.
We did have fun. It was always, and that show is always fun for me because I've been going to it for long enough that I've developed a lot of good friendships because of that show. So it's always good. Shut up, Colin.
Colin Burkholz,
You're not doing component 4.
shut your damn dirty mouth, Colin.
We're not doing that. We can't. Although
just
right now Jason is twitching again, and he doesn't know why.
He's trying to figure out how to burn the program down from wherever he's
straight gibberish. He's probably got some red dump button and he can just hit it, and we're all gone into internet air.
He left it in his golf bag. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
Did he take home his costume with him?
That's the other subject that we probably need to discuss.
Is that him in that?
Yes.
Huh? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I gotta find that.
Frosty the Frog.
Oh boy.
It was kind of funny.
Backing him into the sled with it.
Who did he back into this? Oh, he backed Tristan Myers in.
Yes. Yeah.
I could only imagine Hollywood was laughing hysterically.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember where I saw that. If it was on Outlaws page or where.
It was on Outlaws page.
Oh, that okay.
Goddamn train again. Yeah. Do they does Frosted Frog say, hey, we're gonna make you wear a frog outfit in July as part of the whole deal?
I'm sure he was the first one to volunteer.
It was probably, truth be told, his idea.
Yes.
Probably. Well, I think he made a comment that they were trying for something else, but they didn't get shipped in time. There was another costume on its way.
Oh, yeah. So he said something about that.
I don't remember what it was, but they were trying to get something in.
What the hell was it? He was talking about it the other day.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Please, God, don't let it be a French maid outfit.
I guess he's safe because I'm not having any luck finding it.
We'll find it and we'll put it on the page.
Well, I would like to say on behalf of the Outlaw, or on behalf of the North Iowa Nationals, for those of you who came out, we do hope you had a great show. For all the competitors, thank you so much for coming. Without both of those crowds and segments of people, we're just a bunch of guys, with way too much food and a beer tent and nothing to do with this 300-foot track or 350-foot track. So thank you all for those of you who came out and either competed or watched. Thank you for those of you who donated your time and your resources. Like by now you've probably heard me beat this drum before, but the Rockwall Lions is, all of the money that gets raised at that tractor pull, that goes right back into the community. Oh Lord, there he is.
At first I thought it was like a really bad 80s cartoon character, the first photo I saw.
And then you realized it was just a really bad costume with Jason in it.
Yeah. Like some type of green alien type of suit that he was in, or I don't know. The first angle, but
that definitely looks rather alien. Mark, good catch on that one.
Well, he looks alien without a costume on, so
it's true. We turned the last 15 minutes into just picking on Jason since he can't defend himself.
You know what? He expects nothing less.
Yeah.
But I do from the bottom of my heart, from all of us at the Rockwall Lions, thank you for being involved. It was great to see so many of you. I've seen a lot of really, really good feedback, and lots of things that we can potentially do better. Apparently, I'm not supposed to use Jeff Hodem to relay announcements anymore, even though it was pretty funny.
He seemed like he was really trying to get a point across in that.
I think he was. Misty kind of soft sold the point. Jeff was straight and direct and to the point.
Well, you got both sides of the coin there. You got Misty like, hey, yeah, we're going to pull it, and then what? Yes!
Yeah, but thank you to all of you who came and were involved and played any role in this. Thanks to Steffes for handling the auctions. They were able to start up some pretty darn good bidding wars. I know one pedal tractor went back to Michigan with a very, very generous fella. And another one, I believe, was either headed to Litchfield, Kentucky, or somewhere in Tennessee, I think. But either way, thanks to Steffes for stepping up and helping us out there and, getting as much as they possibly could for those tractors and building up some hype around it, because all of the proceeds to that went to the Rockwall Lions so that they can give it back to the community. Who else am I forgetting to thank? Mark Ham, thanks for keeping us hydrated. Dan Homeister, same to you. We had a lot of fun. Crystal, thank you for a sweatshirt and keeping me from freezing.
You were on a mission for that.
I was going to start knocking on doors of haulers and just, hi, do you have a hoodie for a cold giant man? and
I mean, I really feared that. I feared for Dugan's like trailer tarps, man. That you might have cut the canopy apart,
Yeah, but bless her heart, Crystal took pity on me, and I appreciate that very, very much. So, but no, thank you all. We did have a lot of fun, and we'll be back next year. We'll do it again next year, and hopefully do it with a little less rain. There they are. And we promise we won't drain the batteries on your pulling vehicle anymore.
Nope.
We'll hitch up to somebody else. We'll find somebody else this time.
We'll drain yours. We'll drain someone else's next time.
That's right. We can start picking on somebody. Maybe we need to do another one on another chit chat with Travis and Allison.
They'd be good. And the guy who instigated us, we were kind of thinking we weren't even going to do it. And the guy who instigated it and then vanished was Hodem.
Yep.
So I did pin him down afterwards, but
not on record, right?
That was very off record, that part.
Oh, praise the Lord. And then we did have a good session with them and the Lustics during the rain on Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
Jeff learned tricks and tricks of the trade and, social media things. And
yeah, we actually had it turned into a business discussion, quite honestly, that I think there's some show material in there to be discussed as well.
And I think we should do that sometime.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I know that there are some promoters who are doing it right. And I'm not putting myself in that list, but there are some promoters who are doing a lot of things right. And there are some promoters who will admit themselves after one beer or 100 beers that they need help. This is the show for you guys. When we do this, it's going to be a promoters roundtable, and we're going to get some of the best of the best of the best. And it's a tell some, at least share something that can make it a little bit better for, the promoter who feels like he's struggling or feels like he's in over his head, or doesn't have buy-in from the right people. There are things that you can do. Sometimes some of them take a little know-how. Some of them just take a little bit of planning. So It is possible to do it. And at some point in time, we will get that show scheduled. And maybe that's not even a Monday night show. Maybe that's a Wednesday or something. And and we just throw out some topics there. And when that comes around, we will definitely we will publicize the heck out of it, because that's one of the ways that you grow pulling. You do better every year, and you challenge yourself to learn and grow and learn from your mistakes and not use Jeff Hodem anymore for announcements and, things like that. So
thank you, Tim, for everything you do for that event. Love coming out there to be with you guys. I can see what you do and what it means to the community too. and how you guys are giving back and growing it at the same time, but not plowing every dollar back in. You still are able to engage the community. And, you said in one of the drivers' meetings, there's 900 people in that town. It feels like 902 are helping make it happen.
Yep. That was cool. So, Paul, what about you? Ryan, last thoughts?
Boy, if last week was busy, this week is way more busy. ITPA has a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday.
Woof.
We'll be back, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So, yeah, and then PPL, Silver Series. So PPL this weekend down at Fairfield, of course, rained out. That was Saturday, and then what was I going to say? Oh, we're waiting to hear what Nashville's going to do tomorrow. I think they missed some of the rain we got today. If they got the rain that we would have had today, then for sure it would have been a no-go. But
swamp boat races.
Yeah, it's not going to be a tractor pull. But yeah, we're waiting to hear what happens there. Might be down there tomorrow night. But we will see how everything goes. We have Thursday night with our tractor at Arthur. So it's the home show for the Coons family, the Trailblazer Pro Stock. It's within shouting distance of their facility. So we will see how that goes, if it goes. And then we get to tear that thing down and go to the dyno. I'm more looking forward to that than I am Thursday. It's time. But then, yeah, I'm going to be doing some stuff trying to get the word out about the Waterloo show. That is actually Bernie's next hook with the Light Super. We were going to try to make a test hook this weekend. It didn't work out. We thought we were going to maybe try to make it down to La Center, Kentucky, and hit a USA Pullers pull. We were excited. One of these days we're going to get down there. We just haven't been able to do it. So, yeah, we're getting ready to really get into the pulling season here. So that's the long and short of it.
Ryan, where are you this weekend?
So we have 3 Badger State events, 2 on Friday. I'll be back at the Sauk County Fairgrounds where we had our Children's Hospital benefit pull a little bit over a month ago now. It's their county fair this week, so we'll be there Friday nights. Badger State's also in Helensville, Wisconsin, the home of Lemke Motorsports. They have the Helensville Super Nationals this weekend. Badger State's there Friday night. And then the always entertaining Lafayette County Fair in Darlington, Wisconsin on Saturday night. So there'll be a few beers drank down there this weekend.
Surely not.
Isn't Kleppy's pull this weekend too?
Nope, his is the 24th.
Next weekend.
Yep. It's still the same weekend that we had the Churn and Dirt event.
Okay.
So next Saturday, so 2 Saturdays, we will try to put on a poll in Richland Center.
God be with you.
So if anyone is needing rain, and was, at this point, I don't know who is, but
yeah,
it's probably a good chance around Richland Center.
Yeah.
We'll see.
If it happens, Kleppy's going to punch you in the teeth because you brought it on.
Yep, I heard it. It's in the internet. It's out in the internet now. You can't take it back.
Yep. What about you, Charles? Where are you? You're racing, aren't you?
No. There's plenty of pulling going on around here. Thumb Tractor Pulling Association is in Minden City, where they think all of their classes. NTPA Region 2, Thursday and Friday at Charlotte. West Michigan pullers are in Big Rapids on Friday and then Charlotte on Saturday. So you get 3 days in Charlotte pulling. I'm going to be at absolutely none of it because it's my brother's wedding this weekend. So
that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Sorry, brother.
You're going to have to talk to your brother about some planning issues that you're seeing.
Yeah. You know what, though? In my case, it's like he's finally doing it. He's 40. He finally got landed by somebody, and Christy's a good girl for him, so it works out, and I'm happy for him. So it's all good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Charles, I did see something we should talk about from my hometown. Did you see any photos of the crowd from Fremont?
No, I didn't. In fact, I actually forgot all about it until I went and pulled up West Michigan's schedule. And I'm like, oh, I forgot to talk about that one. No, I didn't.
Typical response from the town of Fremont.
Yeah.
Jam-packed the stands. It wasn't quite standing room only, but it may as well have been. I got somebody texted me a photo and said, yeah, we've got full stands again. So
yeah,
that was cool.
I believe that because that's how that town rolls. And here's something you never hear. This happens every time I go out there to do the fair pull, and I'm going to be out there in a few weeks for it again. Hold on, don't start. There's people still trying to get in here.
Yep.
Happens there every time, and they will fill it to the rafters.
Yep. That town does show up. By the way, Todd did not have the suspicion out. It was he had the old tractor, the first one out.
Okay. Does he
did not. I think the suspicion must have been has been parted out. I did ask Ron, and he told me that no suspicion, but they had the original Econo rod or whatever class that's called.
I think at the time that thing was built, that was mod.
Yeah, it was a mod. Probably 5,500 pound mod.
Something like that. I'm finding a picture if I can get to it in time here. There we go.
There we go.
That's cool.
I don't know what they built that in. Did that go all the way to the 60s? 70s for sure.
I remember seeing some of those tractors in the 80s when I was a kid.
Yeah. I mean, Michigan's one of those places where even today it still lives on as, the V8 hot rod class. We still have them around,
Yep. Ben Wolfson's in that class, I believe.
I don't know if he still has it. I haven't seen him pull it in forever.
So, but it sounded like that class was a big success. And there it is.
That was the second one.
Yep. First one was red, correct?
Yeah, red and orange. Same engine layout. And I think it was no, they didn't have a picture of it in here. I thought it was a tube frame, not a banter.
But still that kind of stair step motor design.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's the one that I kind of broke the internet with a while ago when I posted that video of him from Emily City when he literally got launched out of the tractor over the wheel.
That's right. Yeah, some of those, I mean, we don't see a lot of those videos anymore, but, there were some fairly violent rides back in the day.
Yeah, that event particularly, it wasn't just him, and I think the year before, too, it was the light mod, Wolverine State light mod, which was a thing back then. I think they ran 5,800 pounds, and guys did get 3 motors on them even back then, and they were just hairy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes, people always talk about, oh, it's not as cool as the way it used to be, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but you don't have guys getting thrown over a mod anymore. Yeah. So there's that. And that's kind of okay because we kind of like having them come back the next week to compete.
Yeah. And Todd's a lot of guy to launch over a 30.5 and have him bounce.
Yep. But the video is there.
Yeah. Search it on YouTube or Facebook. You'll find it. It's out there.
Yep. Well, I'll be I'm headed to, as long as the weather holds, I'm going to go #hanging with the Howells, and as well as Adam.
Got the blue tractor back out, I saw.
They do. They got a 5th with it the first time out, and a second with it, I think, this past weekend.
Yep, looked good.
So yeah, it's good to see them back out with after at least a 2-year break.
Oh, yeah, and break it was because it was broken.
Yeah, and so yeah, they're having their hometown hook in Greentown, and so I'm going to go out and hang with those guys and shoot that show that the IPL is running, and then Zach said, you probably ought to stay an extra day. We'll run down to Tipton. So should be a good weekend of pulling if the weather holds. Sorry, don't mean to be that guy, but I'm not driving 8 hours to get rained out.
Yeah,
I am going to have to hedge some bets there. So
yeah,
let's hope and pray.
Yep.
So we're going to try to do Jerseyville and Henry with the 618ers if everything works out Friday and Saturday night. So I don't know. I don't like looking at the forecast in the radar, but kind of have to at some point. Hopefully it'll hold out.
Yep. All right, kids. I'm going to sign off.
Yep.
Y'all be good to one another.
All right. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
See ya.
Sign has been given. We'll wait for the green lights to come on as he tightens the chain up. They must all start with a tight chain back there. And remember, they got to get out of that first 75 feet. The first puller is a test puller. First puller, test puller in each class. To keep the distance, they may change the weight. They may let it come back. We'll see what happens. But watch now.